Hey everyone, let's talk about Alankars. You know, that topic that seems to pop up everywhere, from middle school Hindi class all the way to those big competitive exams. It can feel a little intimidating, right? Like you're trying to crack some secret code. Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to crack it together.
Now, I know what you're thinking. You'll never forget Alankars? That's a pretty bold promise, but that's exactly what this is all about. My whole goal here is to make these ideas so simple, using fun tricks and even lyrics from songs you already know, that you'll just get it, and it'll stick. This is going to be your own personal decoder ring for Hindi poetry.
So here's our game plan for becoming Alankar experts. First, we're going to take the fear out of the word itself. Then we'll jump into the fun game of repetition. After that, we'll get clever with words that have double meanings, dig into some hidden emotions, and wrap it all up with the simple beauty of rhyme. See, by the end of this, you'll be spotting these things everywhere. All right, first things first, let's just break down what an Alankar actually is. I promise there's absolutely no reason to be intimidated by this. You know, the easiest way to understand Alankars is to look at what the word literally means. Alankar just means ornament or jewelry, and that's all it is. Think about it. Just like a necklace or a pair of earrings makes a person look more beautiful, Alankars make language more beautiful. They make poetry catchy, powerful, and way more memorable.
So at the highest level, it all boils down to three main types. You've got Alankars based on the sound of words, Alankars based on the meaning of words, and a third kind that does a little bit of both. Just keeping this structure in mind will help keep everything straight as we go.
Okay, let's dive into our first major category and see how this works for real. We're starting with one of the most common and, honestly, the easiest to spot. It's called Anupras, and it's all about the game of repetition.
So what is Anupras Alankar? It's simply when a sound, a word, or maybe even a whole phrase gets repeated to create a cool rhythmic effect. As a codebreaker, all you have to do is listen and look for the pattern. What's repeating? And this repetition can happen in three basic ways. It can be something as small as a single letter or a sound. It can be a whole word, or it can even be an entire sentence. Let's check out some examples and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Okay, here's a really catchy example from a song that's perfect for letter repetition. Just listen for the sound that keeps popping up in Lela tujhe lut legi lik kar le.
You heard it right? That L sound or L in Hindi, it shows up 5 times. Lela, loot, legi, lik, leli. That repetition is what makes the line so fun and easy to remember. That right there is Anupras Alankar doing its job. Now, let's look at repeating a whole word. This one's a classic. Pardesi pardesi jana nahi. Here, it's not just a sound. The entire word pardesi is repeated, and that adds a ton of emphasis and rhythm. Okay, so this leads us to a slightly trickier spot. What happens when a word is repeated, but it means something different each time? This is where a lot of people get tangled up. But don't worry, we are going to make this crystal clear. Let's take this awesome lyric, Tainu suit suit karta. The word suit is right there, twice, back to back. But is it the same suit? Let's break it down. And here it is. The first suit is talking about the clothes, right? The traditional outfit. But the second suit means it looks good on you. So we have the same word, but two totally different meanings. That clever little trick is a different alankar called yamak alankar. Okay, this is the key takeaway. The one thing you really gotta lock in. For yamakal alankar, the word repeats, but the meaning is different. But for another type, punrukti alankar, the word repeats and the meaning is the exact same. It's just said again for emphasis. A perfect example is the song Dilbar Dilbar. The word Dilbar means beloved. When it's repeated, it still just means beloved. There's no secret second meaning. It's just repeated to show more emotion. That's punarukti alankar. See? Simple. All right, we've pretty much nailed repetition. So let's dive into a different kind of poetry trick. Now we're looking at alankars that are less about repeating things and more about packing hidden meanings into just one word or expressing some really big feelings. First up, shlesh alankar. The word shlesh literally means stuck together, and honestly, that's the best way to think about it.
It's when you have multiple meanings all stuck to a single word that only shows up once in a line.
Let's decode this lyric. Mohabbat barsa dena tu, sawan aaya hai. The word sawan is only said once, but it's doing double duty. On the surface, yeah, it means the monsoon season. But poetically, on a deeper level, it also means the arrival of a loved one. 2 meanings, 1 word. That is the magic of Slish. Next, we've got Vipsa Alankar. This one is all about pure, sudden emotion. You can think of it as the Alankar of exclamations. When you see words like chi-chi for disgust or ram-ram for shock, that's Vipsa. It's poetry's way of showing raw, unfiltered feelings. And then there's Vakrokti Alankar, which is basically the art of saying something without really saying it. Like if you say he is a lion, you don't actually mean he has fur and a mane. You're implying he's strong, courageous, and fearless. It's an indirect or crooked statement that adds a whole other layer of meaning. And for our last section, let's look at the alankars that are all about making language just sound really good to the ear. We're talking about rhyme and other beautiful sounds.
This is something we all learned in nursery rhymes. Antyanupras is just a fancy word for end rhyme or tukbandi. In the famous lines, Machli jal ki rani hai, jeevan uska pani hai, you hear how rani hai and pani hai sound the same. That perfect match at the end of the lines, that's Antyanupras.
And finally, we have Shrutyanupras. This is all about using sounds and letters that just naturally sound pleasant when you say them together. The classic example is Raghupati Raghav Rajaram. That soft rolling R sound just makes the whole phrase flow so smoothly. It's all about that nice feeling you get when you hear it. So there you have it. We've broken the code. From simple repeats to clever wordplay and deep meanings, you now have the tools to see the beautiful patterns that make Hindi poetry and music so amazing. So the only question now is, the next time you put on your favorite song, which Alanka are you going to spot first? Happy code breaking!